living at 514, and the children, so Christy was about 3, so Bill must have had a baby. And so we were going to have dinner this night, and I remember I cooked a pot roast, which was my pièce de résistance was pot roast. And I cooked this pot roast, and I'd asked Aunt Clara to come for dinner. So I picked her up, and I think I had the baby in the wheelchair, and this one was a high chair, and not the wheelchair, high chair. And Tom hadn't come home, and sometimes he was a little late at the hotel, but he was usually home by dinner time. But he hadn't come home. We were ready to eat, and I think we already had got the kids seated, and the telephone rang, and it was Dr. Long, and he said, "Margaret," he said, "I've got Tom here." He said, "We're just taking him into surgery." And he said, "When you come over, you want to bring him some slippers and a toothbrush." I had absolutely no clue. And of course, I thought had a fit, but and so Aunt Clara was there. Aunt Clara was then probably, we thought she was elderly. She was probably in her 70. And I said, "Can you?" I must have had a little girl of some sort helping me. But yeah, I'm sure I did. But I said, "Aunt Clara, will you stay here with the kids while I go to the hospital?" And she said she never had a child, and she didn't know anything about it. And she was strictly intellectual. She was in the mind. And so I went off to the hospital, and I left her. And as I say, there must have been some sort of help. And I left her, and so I probably went right over there, which may have been like around 6 o'clock. Well, so Tom was operated on. I waited till he came out of surgery, I'm quite sure. That's another story. And that will do it. But I came back, and I went upstairs to one of the bedrooms, and I opened the door, and it was Aunt Clara. This fellow. Like this. Her hair was hanging down. She was the epitome of sophisticated culture. Her hair was hanging down like this. Her stocking and runs all up and down. She said, "Oh my God." I said, "What happened?" She said, "We lost Christy." Oh, you didn't tell me that part. I didn't do that last night. That's all right. She said, "We lost Christy." And I said, "What happened?" She said, "Well, she got away from us." She got away from us, and we couldn't find her. And she said, "We finally brought her back of the dining room in that house. There was a little room, remember the little back room? And back of the door.
Playroom, and the shelves.
Open the door, you wouldn't fit. Back of the door, there was a bookcase that went up just all the way up like this. And you wouldn't have seen it. If you opened the door, you wouldn't see it because it would open onto it. Christy had climbed. God only knows how anybody can climb a straight-up bookcase like this. But she had climbed that bookcase, and she was sitting up on the top, up next to the ceiling, under the ceiling, hiding.
From Aunt Claire.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Well, we got Tom home from the hospital eventually. But I went to the hospital the next part of the story, but the doctor, there was a nurse that whenever I was in the hospital, I had to go to this nurse, Esther Walsh, and A lot of people like their doctor. She was a wonderful nurse. Well, it just happened that Dr. Long's daughter was also in the hospital and had some kind of surgery. So they put them in adjoining rooms. They put Tom in adjoining rooms, and Esther Walls was taking care of both of them. So they had a great time with me. You know, they had Tom's slippers under Dr. Long's daughter's bed, you know, and they had this leading me to think that there was always Esther Walls was taking care of the both of them, and all the monkey business that was going on. She was telling me all about, they were terrible to me. Anyway, that's the story, pretty much, isn't it? Did I do something else?
You added the part about me up in the shelf and
that was
Clara.
the point. That was the thing.
I missed that part because we were talking about appendectomy, so they're kind of in the vogue right now.